Hey there, firecracker. Want to light up this 4th of July with a flawless
Everyone says you can earn a respected bachelor's in business online. Everyone except WGU. They offer accredited degrees in finance, HR, business management, marketing, accounting, IT, and even healthcare management. Learn more today.
Jefferson Lines is your #1 bus experience, with daily schedules in Missouri to thousands of destinations across the country. It's the most convenient way to travel. Jefferson's luxury motor coaches offer free passenger Wi-Fi and individual charging outlets so you can stay connected. Book travel from Kansas City, Missouri to our newest destination in Memphis, Tennessee, and thousands more. Don't wait. Seats are going fast. Book online at jeffersonlines.com. Again, jeffersonlines.com.
Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your vehicle and budget. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal pre-mixed antifreeze and coolant. Now just $6.99 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly. Limits apply. See store for details.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City. Sporting KC fans, it's time. Sporting Kansas City Soccer on the exclusive home of sporting. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
And now, the new voice of Sporting Kansas City, Allie Trost Martin.
Hello, Sporting Kansas City fans. Happy early 4th of July. Kicking off the celebrations here at Children's Mercy Park. Beautiful national anthem and a flyover to add to it as Sporting Kansas City gets set to take on the Vancouver Whitecaps on Canada Day. So lots going on here between these two teams. Lots to celebrate. But tonight, Sporting Kansas City looking to get back into the win column, particularly here at home where they were fantastic through the month of May, but have since, in their last 5 games, picked up just 1 win, 2 losses, 2 draws. Can they get back to their winning ways tonight alongside Jacob Peterson? As always, Jacob, as we get set for kickoff here in just a couple of moments, what's your main key going into this game tonight?
I think tonight, on this type of atmosphere here on 4th of July weekend, you want to harness that crowd's passion, the energy. The stadium's going to be buzzing right now. Sporting have to start off this match, get back to their winning ways.
And we are underway. Alan Polito going backwards. Andreu Fontas looking over the top. And Vancouver able to win it in the middle of the pitch, but won back by Sporting as the back line trying to corral it. Danny Rosero does. Two changes tonight to the lineup for manager Peter Vermees. Danny Rosero, who just passed it out wide to Jake Davis. One of those changes, he was suspended last game due to yellow card accumulation. He's back in the starting lineup tonight. Another change being Gadi Kinda getting the start in the midfield. Eric Tommy will start off on the bench tonight. So those are the two changes. And beyond that, up top, Daniel Shallowy on the left, Alan Polito, the center forward spot, and Johnny Russell out on the right wing. Gadi Kinda and Remy Voltaire in the two advanced midfield roles. Nemanja Radoja getting the start in that defensive center midfield spot and along the back line from left to right. Tim Leibold, Andreu Fontas, Danny Rosero, and Jake Davis, and Kendall McIntosh in goal for his 100th professional career appearance here tonight at Children's Mercy Park. As he leaves it for Andreu Fontas, passes it over to Danny Rosero. Sporting are 3-0-0 when these two start together at home. Sporting have seen a lot of different combinations with different lineups on the field. Some of that due to injury, suspensions, other things, and I've seen a lot of players get minutes together as Sporting Kansas City get out on the front foot. Daniel Shallowy, he's got Tim Leibold making the run out wide, plays it off to Leibold across, and that one headed out. Looked like Leibold was struggling to keep it in bounds, and therefore played it a bit short.
It was such a good counterattack there. Alan Polito finding the space, eventually gets out wide to Daniel Shallowy. Exactly what Sporting want. Daniel Shallowy running at this back line. Fortunately for Sporting, Shallowy's pass a little bit too far out in front of Leibold. Couldn't really get great contact on that cross, but that's good play from Sporting. First from Rajoya in the midfield, then from Polito. That's what you want to see more of as this game goes on.
Well, and this team, this Sporting Kansas City team, wanting to get the bad taste out of their mouth after what was a very disappointing loss last weekend to the Chicago Fire. It was a game that afterwards Peter Vermees said to the media, the team was just a little too impatient in the attack. Jacob, what does a patient attack look like for Sporting as Gadi Kinda battling it out here on the left-hand side against Alessandro Schaap, and will now get called for the foul.
I think there's a few things with last game. Yes, Peter Vermees said that in the press conference, and he's right as far as Sporting were relying on long-distance shots too often, and that was kind of the fault for Sporting through the first 10 games of the season. But I also think sometimes in the play, Sporting weren't patient enough, and they tried to go quick too early, kind of one-hit wonders, if you will, and it wasn't quite effective. I thought the Fire actually deserved to get at least a point out of that game here last week.
Schaap with some space. He dishes it out wide to Ryan Raposo. A little flick. That one by Ryan Gauld, and he's able to get it off of Andreu Fontas for a corner. This will be the first of the night for the Whitecaps. The Whitecaps coming off of a massive 3-2 win over LAFC on the road. It was their first win on the road of the regular season, and Ryan Gauld, the player who just helped earn the corner for the Whitecaps, earned Player of the Match Day for his performance, and that one contributed to all three goals. He is wearing the captain's band and will take this corner. Gauld plays it in. First header won by Simon Betcher, back post, back across, and kicked over by Alan Polito. The strike to send it back in on target. Took a nice deflection, fortunately out by a Sporting Kansas City player behind for a second corner now for the Whitecaps. But Jacob, that strike looked to be going on goal.
Oh, and that's a little bit worrying right there. Both of those headers initially into the box were won by Vancouver Whitecaps players. Sporting have to lock it up, be better defending this.
Gauld will play it short to Raposo. Raposo back to Gauld. Gauld sends it in, back post looking, but a little too much on that one as it goes into the stands. And Kendall McIntosh will play it quickly out wide to Jake Davis, who will send it up the touchline to Remy Voltaire. He's trying to keep it in bounds and instead able to win a throw-in just at half field. With Gadi Kinda back in the starting lineup. Remy Voltaire now moving to that right attacking midfield spot, or the 8, if you will. Well, Gotti Kinda playing in a more traditional 10 role on the left-hand side. Jacob, Remy's had to move around quite a bit as a near counter opportunity sparked there by Gotti Kinda, but a good slide by Ryan Raposo kept that one from going through to Daniel Shallowy.
Gotti Kinda is going to be important here tonight. Part of that game against Chicago where Sporting just lacked a little bit creativeness from that center midfield spot. Gotti Kinda certainly can provide that. I thought when he came into the game against Chicago, he was a bright spot for Sporting.
Here come the Whitecaps. Ryan Gauld playing it on to Cordova, and Kendall McIntosh coming off of his line. And he'll quickly play it out to Tim Leibold.
One of the reasons why I think Gotti Kinda is going to be so important tonight is because this Vancouver Whitecaps team can score goals and can get after you. Lead MLS in expected goals this season. Obviously just scoring 3 on the road against LAFC, as you mentioned. But even without Brian White, who is their leading goal scorer and really creates a ton of havoc up there, whether it's Simon Betcher, Cordova, you talked about Ryan Gauld. Somehow this team just score goals, create chances, and kind of gone under the radar around the league. Not too many teams or pundits are talking about Vancouver Whitecaps up there, but they certainly, you just go by the numbers, they're certainly a force to be reckoned with on the attacking end.
So maybe a bit shocking then that they're sitting in 9th place in the Western Conference, given the fact that they do lead the league with the best expected goals rate in all of MLS, and they also rank 2nd in the Western Conference in goals per game, 3rd in goal differential, yet have just not been able to maybe rack up enough wins to have themselves higher up the table at this point. And you mentioned Brian White being out. He was questionable on the injury report with a hip strain and ended up not traveling with the team, but he leads Vancouver with 7 goals in the regular season and is tied for 5th in MLS with 21 shots on target. So a big attacking presence missing, but a chance for a younger player like Simon Betcher to maybe have an opportunity. He's had some good moments with 4 goals as Ryan Gauld plays it across the box, sliding on Andreu Fantas. He's able to clear that one out for another corner. Kendall McIntosh is on the ground. Cordova, the player who was crashing the area, and McIntosh looks to be in a good bit of pain as the training staff running out to give him a look. And
I think Cordova caught him there, running through. I don't think he meant to. It was actually a dangerous ball from Ryan Gauld. Rolled across. McIntosh couldn't quite get out to it. Andreu Fantas wanted to make sure. I think no chances there. Sweep that one wide. But Cordova, I think as he came through, flipped Kendall McIntosh. We get to see a replay now. Just does a good job. Cordova, I think it was his shin maybe that hits McIntosh right in the face. I hope that he's okay. Immediately grabs his face after that one happened.
Well, and John Polskamp, the backup goalkeeper on the bench, he immediately sprung up to start getting ready. It looks like McIntosh is in an upward position at this point, which is good to see as he receives some treatment. But doesn't take away from the fact that it was an incredibly dangerous ball. Not sure if Cordova could have done much there in terms of slowing himself down. It looked like he made his best effort to leap over McIntosh.
Yeah, there's nothing there. I know Andreu Fantas was talking to the referee. Johnny Russell is too, but that's just one of those where you, as an attacker, you have to go for that ball, and yes, you certainly don't want to. Kendall McIntosh now is back on the ground.
And it looks like there's some blood on the shot that we're getting here for those watching along with us on MLS Season Pass. So likely a cleat that made contact with McIntosh's. There's John Polskamp getting warmed up and ready to go. It wouldn't be the first time this season that we've seen a goalkeeper have to come in due to an injury circumstance. That's how Kendall McIntosh kind of took over this starting role for Sporting Kansas City, coming in for Tim Melia.
Yeah, that one hurts. That caught him good. Again, watching that one, even in slow-mo, I don't think there's anything that Cordova really could have done. He didn't mean to do that. McIntosh is certainly bleeding right now. Hopefully it's just that and not a concussion, and he's dealing with that. Otherwise, John Polskamp is going to have to come into this game.
And he'll surely, once he's cleaned up, be evaluated to see if he can continue on. It's John Polskamp trying to stay warmed up. Tamilia is expected to make a return around Leagues Cup time. That's what manager Peter Vermees said in terms of some of the players that are still working back from injury at or after Leagues Cup, as his team's just been decimated, as many have, by hamstrings or other situations, and now McIntosh is getting all wrapped up.
Going back to that play, it was a really good, dangerous ball from Brian Gold. Kind of has deceptive pace. Got past Danny Rosero. McIntosh is now back up. Looks like he's going to stay in this game. Just got that wrapped up. Shout out to the trainers out there for Sporting.
Yeah. Nice and ready, but either way, Kendall McIntosh now has to defend a corner kick. The Whitecaps were dangerous, particularly on their first go, winning a couple of headers in quick succession. Ryan Gold all lined up to take it. McIntosh bandaged up.
If I'm Gold, I'm putting this right on top of McIntosh.
Ball into the box, headed away by Rosero. And a whistle for what appears to be a foul. Sporting will restart.
Talked about, obviously, Brian White being out injured this game. Julian Gressel also away with the U.S. national team. Involved in this one. 3 goals, 5 assists on the season for the Whitecaps. Really can pocket knife for them. Can play in so many different positions. A wonderful teammate, wonderful player.
And those 5 assists lead the Vancouver Whitecaps, so they're missing their leading goal scorer and their leading goal creator, Julian Gressel. As Sporting attempting a cross, that was Jake Davis, and it'll get deflected out for Sporting's first corner of the night. The captain, Johnny Russell, to take this one, getting his second start since returning from injury. Russell plays it in back post, headed back by Rosero, and this one cleared away. Leibold looked like he was between two minds as to whether or not he should have a go for it inside the 18, and will now get called for a foul on Ryan Raposo, who was the one to dart out of the box and win that ball.
Leibold, for me, doesn't need to go into that challenge. Raposo kind of got the ball stuck underneath him. Counterattack was really over at that point.
McIntosh trying to clear it away and headed by Fetcher, but into the path of Verdoya. Now Sporting Kansas City back on the ball. Alan Polito dropping deep to help win it back for Sporting Kansas City, and now here they come. Jake Davis cutting across. Indigati Kinda was able to stay on his feet and stick with it, but he's brought down by Andreas Kubas.
He's so good.
So good.
We said it last time that Sporting played the Vancouver Whitecaps, but Andreas Kubas,
just
for me, is the best 6 in the league this season. He's been fantastic for the Vancouver Whitecaps. really allows more of their playmakers to go forward and just cover so much ground. He's so good in the challenge, in his dual winning percentage. Fantastic player.
Leads Vancouver in interceptions, tackles one in recoveries. And it's easy to see why those stats are relevant just even watching him for a little bit, his impact on the game.
The fact that he's, 5'4", too.
Yeah.
And he plays like he's 6'4". They're just so tenacious.
So strong, too. Every time he goes into a tackle, he's coming out with it.
It's going to be a fun matchup to watch Gotti go against Kubas here tonight.
It's Ryan Gauld immediately surrounded by a few Sporting Kansas City players. Remy Voltaire trying to play it out. The center circle, Alan Polito dropping back again to help out, and he'll switch fields over to Jake Davis with a nice touch. Now plays it back out wide to Johnny Russell, who immediately gets shut down.
"15 minutes in, and still don't feel like there's any rhythm to this game." Yes, Kendall McIntosh injury took about 5 minutes of that, but Sporting have to get their foot on the ball here, knock it around to establish themselves in this one.
Rosero attempting a ball through, but cut out by the Whitecaps. Now they'll try to spring something forward. Ball over the top, looking for Cordova. Defended well by Sporting. Gotti Kinda quickly looking upfield to Daniel Shallowy, who will cut it back and now go across, playing it long, looking for Johnny Russell. He's unable to win it. Now here come the Whitecaps. Pedro Vite. Give and go on the far side. Ryan Gauld. Ball played across, takes a deflection, but finds its way into the hands of Kendall McIntosh. That was Luis Martins, the former SKC, making the run up the left-hand side. Played many crosses for Sporting Kansas City during this time.
Played many. Not very many good ones.
Cero into Polito. He'll turn on the Jets. A little heavy touch. We'll turn it over instead, but
good play from Vancouver.
It's been a pretty back and forth game up to this point. Both sides having some good moments as Ryan Gauld tries to play it across, and that one deflected out for a corner, the fourth for the Whitecaps.
It's been a few times on that left side for Vancouver. Good combination play. Ryan Gauld, Simon Betcher's coming over as well. Luis Martins getting forward. Played out of some tight spots as well.
This is the first corner being taken from the far side, so Ryan Raposo heading that way.
And Vancouver's doing exactly what they should do, is slow this game down, take this crowd out of it. And it's really been a good 20 minutes from that standpoint for the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Ryan Raposo plays this one in. Header won by Danny Rosero with no question. Heads that one almost all the way up towards the center circle. Gotti Kinda will now track it down, but played back upfield by Kubas. Johnny Russell plays it forward, but won back by the Whitecaps. Now Yohei Takaoka, the keeper for Vancouver. Also slowing it down.
Not had to do anything here.
Yeah.
Sporting 20 minutes, 0 shots. Vancouver has 4 so far. There's no doubt that Vancouver has come here and executed a pretty good start to this game.
And similar to that game against Chicago last weekend, it felt at times that Sporting would have some good moments of buildup, but it was just penetrating the 18 that was really difficult for them at times in that game, and that has certainly been the case through these first 20 minutes for Sporting Kansas City.
They're lacking energy. They're lacking energy out there on the field right now.
Luis Martins playing it up the left-hand side to Gald, who is shut down by Rosero. Able to play that one off of Gald for a throw-in. And Sporting Kansas City are going to find a goal in this game. Wouldn't be much of a surprise if it comes from Alan Polito, who earned himself MLS Player of the Month honors for his dominant performance in the month of June. 7 goal contributions, and that set him up to take over the leading role on this Sporting Kansas City team in goals. He now has 8 across all competitions.
He's been fantastic. He really has been for Sporting this past month.
Ronnie Rodoya with a good look to the far side, connecting with Jake Davis. And Davis trying to play it across, but that one deflected out for a corner.
Maybe this is it, but Sporting just needs some sort of injection of life here. Could be a set piece. Danny Rosero getting up, getting the crowd back into it. Need a spark. They're lacking that energy.
Russell. Headed back across by Rosero. Ball outside the box, won by Voltaire. Russell across, falls to Shallowy. Top of the box, Andreu Fantas tried to have a go. That one into some traffic. Sporting able to win it back. Gotti Kinda now on the far side, putting the moves on Betcher. Plays it across, finds Rosero. Rosero with the strike, and that one over the bar. But a much better attacking sequence by Sporting Kansas City. First off the initial corner, and then the recycled ball out.
What a goal this would have been. It's a great move from Gotti Kinda. Rosero takes that off of his chest, looking like a number 9 up there. It's a tough one. Doesn't let the ball drop down enough so he can stay over it. I understand, though, there were 2 Vancouver players closing him down, but maybe that's just a little spark. It just doesn't take much sometimes.
Would have been Rosero's second goal of the season. Cordova with a lot of pressure on Fantas, but he plays out of it. Polito making his 50th regular season appearance for Sporting Kansas City tonight. Now a giveaway in the midfield. We'll set things up for a Vancouver attack. Long ball the other way to Shop. He brings it down inside the box. Now back across. Unable to connect with Vite and Remy Voltaire. Quickly trying to dribble things forward. Get some help from Jake Davis, and now Rodoya.
Gotta
He's
go.
got space.
You gotta go. You gotta push it in those moments.
Gotti Kinda pushing it right now, but a little too much as he loses track of the ball in front of him. Jake Davis trying to win it back and unable to get some help from Polito as Vite does a good job to play it back. Now Raposo whips it over the top, looking for Cordova. Gald to Betcher. Blocked by Rosero. Positioned himself well for that one. And Remy Voltaire cutting out a pass, looking for Cordova. And another ball across for the Whitecaps. This one, though, rolls out of bounds to the other side for a throw-in for Sporting Kansas City. And it is a good crowd here tonight on this 4th of July weekend. Starts getting you excited for what's to come later on this month with the 2023 Women's World Cup quickly approaching. And that means the World Cup watch parties are coming back for this next exciting World Cup competition. You were there with us at the end of last year for the 2022 Men's World Cup in Qatar. And now you get to come back for more, as we've got a fun little setup for you down in Power and Light. So come out and join us to support the U.S. Women's National Team in this year's World Cup at KC Live in the Kansas City Power and Light District. First game, July 21st. Tickets are free and required for entry. And if you want to learn more and redeem your tickets, you can do so now at sportingkc.com/WWC 2023 ! We've got an injury here on the near side as Gotti Kinda is on the ground. He's getting looked at. It appears to be the ankle, and Eric Tommy is hopping off the bench to get ready.
Didn't see exactly what happened there. Saw immediately Gotti Kinda grab his ankle. Not sure if he was stepped down or if he rolled over on it or what. So he's up, walking gingerly on it.
Well, it looks like Gotti Kinda will be okay to re-enter the match, which is a good sign. He's still working his way back to full fitness, according to manager Peter Vermees, who spoke this week, that he's still looking to get 100% fit. It might need to be pushed a little bit as well. And if you're reading between the lines there, Jacob, what does Peter Vermees mean by getting pushed a bit more for Gotti Kinda?
I think you see Gotti in the games, right, where it's he'll have a good action, and then it takes him 5 minutes or so to have another one. Sporting now are in a dangerous spot.
That'll earn SKC another corner kick. Polito's attempted cross played out by Ryan Raposo.
When Gotti's at his best, he's consistently doing the same things over and over again.
Daniel Shallowy hits the side netting. Seeing the goal shake. Got the fans up a little bit, but they're displeased as we get another look.
It's a good save. Actually, the referee missed that one. That's why Andre Ufantas and so many Sporting players were upset at that. It was clearly Daniel Shallowy saying it as well. It was clearly, and it was a good save. Takayoko on that near post. So go back to Gotti. He's not consistent enough, and that is something with when you're coming back from injuries. You still see that flair. He still can make a play like he had that cross earlier. But when Gotti was healthy 2 years ago, he would have that 5-6 times each half. And right now it's maybe 2 or 3. And I think that's the part of, yes, you're out there, you're physically fit, but it's just that muscle memory and able to replicate those movements over and over. What made him elite, and he's still working back to that. The good thing is we're seeing glimpses of it. It's just got to be now more consistent, and that'll come with time, right?
Well, he's got some backup help on the bench. Eric Tommy, who was getting ready to go in if Gotti Kinda would have been unable to go after getting evaluated for that lower leg injury on the sideline. Eric Tommy has not spent much time off the field this season. But that that is what comes with getting players back and healthy. A little bit more rotation and getting to utilize some of that depth. As Bernice was also asked this week about how he evaluates the midfield now that Gadi Kinda is back, with Remy Voltaire putting in performances and shifts that just make it hard, quite frankly, to take him out of the starting lineup. Imani Radoya, he's been back and healthy. He's taken over that starting number 6 spot. Dino Shalawi selling out to try and win that ball off of Raposo, but that'll be a foul and a free kick.
It's a crowded midfield. There's no doubt. As mentioned, Roger Espinosa, Felipe Hernandez. A lot of options for Peter Vermees, his coaching staff in there.
Ryan Gald with a flick out wide. Played across by Luis Martins. Header over the bar by Cordova. But Ryan Gald was clapping after that one as he appears to be pleased with the build-up. And we'll get another look here at that play.
Good ball in. I'm not going to say another word about Luis Martins' crossing ability. Don't want to jinx it. It's a good ball in, though.
Toss back to McIntosh, who in the first 10 minutes of the game had to get looked at for a apparent cleat to the face from Sergio Cordova, and has been wrapped up and able to go ever since. Hasn't faced too many chances in this game, although the Whitecaps have certainly had the better of the opportunities going forward. Gadi Kinda, the nice win in midfield, and another one. He'll take space. Still Kinda. Ball through to Remy Voltaire. Voltaire chips the keeper. That is in the back of the net. Remy Voltaire takes the lead for Sporting Kansas City.
There it is. What a goal from Sporting. We're just talking about Gadi Kinda and how he can be consistent. This play is phenomenal from Gadi Kinda. Remy Voltaire, excellent finish in the end, but this play is all about Gadi Kinda. This turn in the central midfield continues his run, drives with pace right at the back line. I was up here. It's easy to see Remy Voltaire, who made a great run, but Gadi Kinda has the technical ability outside of the right foot. Maybe gets a little bit lucky that it goes through Kubas's legs. But what a pass, what a run, and what a finish from Remy Voltaire. That is a fantastic goal for Sporting KC. Just what they needed. 1-0, 33rd minute.
And that is good for Remy Voltaire's first goal of the season. He was throwing up the A towards the supporters stand after that one. Would have to imagine that is in honor of his newborn son, who was born earlier this year, baby Adonis. So I don't know if that was the reasoning behind the celly, but excited to ask him about it after the game nonetheless. And that is a 1-0 lead right now for Sporting Kansas City, 33rd minute.
It's definitely for Allie.
It was, yeah. He was like, Allie, let's hear that goal call afterwards. Throwing up the A. Hey, I'll take it. Saw some great baby Adonis footage last month for Father's Day. All the guys with children on the team getting a nice little video from the Sporting youngsters.
It's a great video. I think Tim Melia might need to talk to his kids about what position he plays.
Alan Polito tries to play it through, wins it back off the block, leaves it for Gadi Kinda. His strike goes way high. That one hits off of the Welcome to the Blue Hell banner hanging across the top of the cauldron. I said Andreu Fantas because he joked that his daughters thought he only weighed 20 pounds, which he said is not quite close to the number he sees on the scale. But yes, Tim Melia's kids are sure got a nice lesson in what the goalkeeper position is.
Goal really lifted this crowd, and the energy's back in it. Really Sporting kind of came out of nothing, weren't playing with a ton of passion. Kinda, it just takes something special sometimes, and Kinda has that ability, but it's because he ran with pace, right? As you see another replay. Great ball, great run, and what a touch. And then the finish over, but when that ball came in initially from Leibold, I thought, oh, this might be going the other way. Vancouver might pick it off. Kinda, though, drives with it. He's so good with a guy on his back, spinning out. It's so difficult to defend. You think you have him, and he's got that quick initial burst. What a goal.
But even looking at where that attack came from, of course, it's a good effort on a couple of plays leading up by Gadi Kinda to then spark that. Remy Voltaire making a good run. But it's also opposite of what I think teams prepare for when playing Sporting Kansas City, with so much of their buildup coming from outside on the flanks. Shallowy trying to play that one across. That one blocked out behind for a corner. But to have that play, yes, it starts on the left wing, but for a lot of it, Jacob, to come up centrally for Sporting, I think drew Vancouver out of what they were anticipating.
That's why Gadi's so important for this team.
Daniel Shallowy will take it. This is the fourth corner for Sporting Kansas City tonight. Shallowy headed away, but only as far as Voltaire. He'll hit it one time across to Leibold, who slides to keep the ball. Shallowy back across now. Headed away. One back by Kinda. Fontas. Shallowy across. Kinda's there, but he's on the ground now, unable to hook his foot around it.
Now we're playing. It's exactly what Sporting want to do. Quick combination play in the final third. It's been a few games since we've seen that type of ball movement.
So we're at the 38th minute. Not much time remaining in this first half, but likely to be some stoppage time added on after Kendall McIntosh had to get looked at early in the game for a little cut on his forehead. Joya switching fields over to Tim Leibold, who attempts to chip it past Raposo. Runs out of real estate as he was met by a Vancouver player, now Danny Rosero. Forward to Jake Davis, who heads it into Russell, who was defended by Matthias Laborda.
Really like last two plays. Jake Davis wants to get involved, inverts himself, comes inside. It's an option. And he earns a corner kick. Exactly what you want, Jake Davis, as he's still learning right back position. In some ways, it's almost easier for him to come inside, being a central midfielder before. So many outside backs just want to keep the width. Kind of nervous to come inside. Jake Davis, 2 times in a row, helped out his teammates there.
Johnny Russell with the corner. Daniel Shallowy back post, hits it one time, but that one straight into the arms of Takaoka. And if he had placed that one anywhere else, it may have been going in.
It's a few times now in this corner kicks. I'm sure that Daniel Shallowy gave Danny Rosero a shout, but Danny Rosero is open on the back post. That's something as Sporting continue to get more corners. Look to just float it back up there. Rosero then head it back across, but then you need those other runs. Get on the end of it.
Ryan Gald winning it back, plays it into Cordova. Cordova trying to cut around Jake Davis. He goes to ground, and this will be a free kick just outside the box. A dangerous position, but Cordova is still on the ground, rolling around in a bit of pain. Jake Davis doesn't seem to think he did anything wrong there, but looks to have clipped the ankle of Cordova.
It's a foul. There's not a ton of contact, but there's contacts. Cordova does what he should do there. Feels it, goes down, and right now this is a very dangerous opportunity for the Whitecaps. Imagine it's probably going to be Ryan Gold, but you can go right foot, you can go left foot, you can go power, you can try to place it right over the wall. You have so many different options right here. Makes it difficult for a goalkeeper. McIntosh got to make sure he sets up his wall correctly. Whatever you do, just don't get beat on the goalkeeper side.
Sporting have 5 men in the wall. Played into the wall by Gald, but the ball pops back out, and the second attempt by Raposo goes out of bounds. Shallowy getting helped by Polito, as it looks like he took some of that one that was played in. Actually took all of it straight into the midsection.
Right into the stomach. The wall did its job. Danny Rosero, too, followed that up. I'm sure that Vancouver didn't get a second shot on target. Now have to defend the corner.
And Raposo to take it. Played in. Headed away by Danny Rosero, who's on the ground. You could see the contact as it was happening, and he's holding his head in a good deal of pain. Only one center back on the bench tonight, and that's Robert Castellanos for Sporting Kansas City. We'll get another look here on MLS Season Pass, as it looks like he just got the full shoulder.
I think the referee called a foul on that one. To me, that is a foul. Zero is brave going up, clearing that one, which he does almost on every single corner, it seems, for Sporting. Porta just goes through the back of him. Looks like he's going to be all right.
Cero giving a lot of nods in the questioning given by the training staff, giving him a look out on the field. So it looks like he will be okay to go, which is good for Sporting Kansas City, as he and Andreu Fontas, particularly here at home, have been a good center back pairing, 3-0-0 when starting together at Children's Mercy Park. There's been a lot of rotation along the back line, but Jacob, fair to say that that's the preferred center back pairing for Sporting Kansas City?
Yes, absolutely. I have to say, I think it's actually a position that Sporting have some depth. Maybe it wasn't always the case in the past. The performances, Castellanos, Boulder, Chris Rindo is a good young player as well.
Some great combination play from Sporting on the left side, now bringing it all the way across. Polito to Russell, entering the 18, plays it back across. He got past Martins, just unable to connect with anyone. And he's waving off for an apology. Sporting win it back. They're still in Vancouver's half. Remy Voltaire looking long and across the other side of the field to Leibold. Got Ikinda trying to dribble his way out of some pressure, but earns the foul. We'll set Sporting up for a decent free kick opportunity.
I got bailed out there. He took a little heavy touch, but he's so deceptive, right? It's one of those guys where you think this ball's definitely not going to be able to get back to that ball. He's so quick. He just leaves his leg in there, earns a free kick. Another good opportunity to find Rosero at the back post.
And Kinda will take this one. Kinda looking for Fontas. That one won by Vancouver, and now Leibold sliding to send it back into the attack. Alan Polito on it. He's dribbling across, looking for an opening. Now to Bedoya. Voltaire. Russell. Back across, looking for Gadi Kinda. That one cleared away, one back by Leibold again. Leibold dribbling it himself inside the 18, plays it across, falls to Johnny Russell. Russell striking that one, hits just wide and off the side netting. Got that one snuck inside the near post. And, man, how many times have you seen Johnny Russell score from this angle, Jacob?
What a play. It's Leibold who steps up, jumps the initial pass from Vancouver, ships a great ball. Alan Polito realizes Johnny Russell has a better opportunity to score, lets it go, and Russell just drags it. It's a good opportunity. We haven't seen Johnny Russell involved a ton in this game. Same thing in the Chicago game as he's come back from that injury.
Shallowy is looking to go across. Ball gets blocked by Kubas. Sporting win it back. Kinda now over to Russell. Davis. Voltaire. Chips it over to Leibold. One time across. Back post. Alan Polito. That one is in. SKC double their lead. And Alan Polito continues to make such an impact for Sporting Kansas City as was that one Gadi Kinda or Alan Polito?
What a goal. What a goal again, though. Great ball from Remy Voltaire. Plays it right across. Leibold, Alan Polito on the backside. This entire sequence, though, was excellent. Engel Shalwi had the opportunity to play safe, to play it back. Instead, he drives at the back line, continues his run. Ball eventually gets back here to Remy Voltaire. Excellent touch on this ball, and what a cross. Engel Shalwi can't get to it. Alan Polito, though, on the back post. Numbers in the box from Sporting. 2-0 Sporting right at the end of the first half.
Make that 6 goals in the last 5 games for Alan Polito. He earned Player of the Month honors in June and is continuing that success into the month of July. And that one just 2 minutes into the stoppage time added to the first 45 of this game. And Sporting Kansas City now with a 2-0 lead over the Vancouver Whitecaps. They struggled to find goals in their last home game against Chicago after having put up so many goals through the month of May and in their turnaround after going winless through the first 10. They tied Philly for most goals in MLS coming into this game since the start of May. Not sure how the Union are doing tonight, but Sporting Kansas City have tacked 2 on to that number and are showing no signs of slowing down as here they come again. Gadi Kinda coming up the middle. Kinda with a header forward to Leibold, looking for Johnny Russell.
Are you kidding me, Gadi
So
Kinda?
nice.
This team right now is flying, and it took a long time. The first 20 minutes were pretty rough. What a response from Sporting. Excellent play.
Cordova over to Raposo. Across, that one headed away by Andreu Fontas. Gadi Kinda now on it. to Leibold. Leibold having a great game, might I add. It's been so crafty and just refined in the attack. Every touch has been pretty much spot on for Tim Leibold.
There's a purpose about his play, and that's when you watch him. Some guys, it looks like they're just out there, and the game just... They're just deciding kind of on the fly. Leibold, though, he understands, he recognizes the patterns, he's able to do everything at a high level. He's a great player for Sporting.
Sporting Kansas City in a great position as we near the halftime whistle. This is just the third time, believe it or not, that Sporting has scored twice in the first half of this season, with how many goals that they've been scoring in the last few weeks. They have led or drawn going into the half in their last 7 games, and they will do the same here tonight as there is the halftime whistle. Sporting Kansas City 2, Vancouver Whitecaps 0. Goals by Remy Voltaire and Alan Polito give Sporting a comfortable 2-0 lead going into the half, but still more work to be done as there are still 45 minutes remaining in this one. But right now, with the way Sporting closed out this game, they look to be on their way to a victory here at Children's Mercy Park. Jacob, what stood out to you the most about Sporting's first half performance?
Well, it was poor, I would even say, for the first 20 minutes. It was not good enough. Lacked passion, lacked energy, simple mistakes in possession, playing way too slow. And as soon as that first goal went in, which it was some magic from Gotti Kinda, a great finish from Remy Voltaire, it was almost like two different teams. And Sporting were so dominant then to close out that first half. They deserved to get that second goal. I think Vancouver Whitecaps are probably pretty happy that it's halftime right now. Otherwise, I think Sporting would fancy themselves to go get a third or a fourth. You've got to go regroup, talk about it, and remember the past few games, Sporting have struggled to start the second half. I think that's got to be a main talking point for Peter Vermees and that group in the locker room, knowing great first half, ended it well, but you got to go out there. We're only halfway done. The job is not finished. Have to go out and complete it.
Sporting have conceded first coming out of the half in the last 3 games, and those 2 losses to LAFC and Chicago last week will be etched in the minds of these Sporting players as they get ready for the second half, because those turned out to be very pivotal goals in what would end up becoming losses for Sporting Kansas City after having gone unbeaten with 4 straight wins at Children's Mercy Park before that last week. So Sporting trying to get back in the win column. So far, they've got that covered with a 2-0 lead. Can they close it out strong in the second half? We will find out. But first, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have more first half reactions, highlights, stats, and more after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Join the best in banking when you open your account with Central Bank. We're rooted in legendary customer service and have the tools to make banking easy. Our award-winning mobile app has more than 30,000 reviews and a 4.9 star rating. Experience it for yourself and see why our customers love it. We can't wait to show you how awesome it is to bank with us. Get started by visiting centralbank.net/betterbanking. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Kick your hunger to the sidelines this season by satisfying your flame-grilled cravings with the Sporting KC Whopper deal at your local Kansas City area Burger King locations. Enjoy 2 of Burger King's signature flame-grilled Whoppers and 2 small fries for only $10.99 at all participating Kansas City area Burger King locations all season long. Grab your Sporting KC Whopper deal today, and don't forget to order on the Burger King mobile app. Burger King, you rule. Single items at regular price on menu, upsize modifications, and tax extra.
Children's Mercy Kansas City believes that every child deserves more. More everyday solutions to keep kids safe and healthy. More life-changing research to fight rare diseases. More working together with parents, schools, and our community.
Because I'm going places.
We hope you'll join us at childrensmercy.org/imagine.
Whether you're looking for a little refresh or ready to overhaul every room, NFM makes shopping for your home easy. With new arrivals daily in furniture, flooring, appliances, and electronics, we're your go-to store for legendary low prices, long-term financing, and a better shopping experience. Take a stroll through our store or scroll through our website. Use our easy drive-through pickup or schedule professional delivery and installation. Big selection, big savings at NFM.
Is your new year still falling flat? Do you avoid stairs with multiple steps? You are not alone. This year, millions will be diagnosed with low energy, or low E. But Planet Fitness has the cure. With clean, spacious clubs and tons of equipment, you can boost your energy after one workout. Leave low E behind and find your big fitness energy at Planet Fitness. Join in the free PF app for only $10 a month.
Your Kansas City Planet Fitness locations are a proud partner and the official gym of Sporting KC.
See Home Club for details.
Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 in Kansas City, Missouri are proud of the men and women of the trade and labor organizations which built Children's Mercy Park from the ground up and protected the rights of working people throughout the country for over 130 years. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 is always looking for hardworking, dedicated people who are seeking a career. This from Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 in Kansas City, Missouri, reminding us to always stand up and protect the future of all. For more information, go to www.sheetmetal2.org.
Did you know there's a place in Kansas City where you can enjoy next-generation video games and watch your favorite sporting events at the same time? That's right. Double Top KC in the River Market is a fully stocked bar, great food selection, classic arcades, board games, TVs located throughout the venue showing all your favorite sporting events and every VR game you can imagine. With exceptional customer service and a chill atmosphere and brand new patio, Double Tap KC is the place to be this summer. Don't forget about our all-day happy hour on Thursdays and learn more at doubletapkc.com.
Firework Mania Superstore is now open with a huge selection at the best prices. 3 miles south of Olathe on Highway 169. They have the coolest thing you'll ever see, Pyro Scan. Just scan the barcode and watch the fireworks before you buy them. Check them out online at firework-mania.com. The Firework Mania Superstore is the nicest fireworks store you've ever seen. Located just 3 miles south of Olathe on Highway 169. Each season, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City and Sporting KC team up to recognize Blue KC Sporting Samaritans. This is a program that highlights students and teachers who make the Kansas City community a better place to live, work, and play. If you believe someone within the Kansas City area education community would be a worthy candidate, please nominate these difference makers by going online to sportingkc.com/bluekc. That's sportingkc.com/bluekc.
Seattle will host Houston, San Jose will host LA Galaxy, and tomorrow Atlanta will host Philadelphia at 3 o'clock Central Time. Planning to drink? Don't plan to drive. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. Coming up, highlights, final analysis, and the second 45 minutes. Nashville 2, DC nothing. The second half is next.
Ramon, Kayla, and Will holding your hand through the sports world every morning.
Hand moment.
It is a holding. Trust me, hear me out. A lot of guys in the NFL.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hands held. Do you hear me, Kayla?
Arcade Dub, Monday from 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone.
As of March 2022, Hyundai has won more total IIHS Top Safety Awards than any other brand over the past 8 years, with optional front crash prevention and specific headlights. And here's another reason to feel safe. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty. It's your journey. Own every mile with Hyundai. Get 0% APR for up to 36 months on the 2023 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. For well-qualified buyers only. Offer ends 7/5/23. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The inaugural Leagues Cup will see the boys in gold host Colorado Rapids and Toluca Liga MX at Geodis Park. Ticket packages are on sale now to lock in the best prices for the entire tournament. Buy tickets at NashvilleSC.com/Leagues Cup. Looking for a place to host your next event? Geodis Park is the ideal venue for company meetings, cocktail receptions, holiday parties, weddings, and more. Make it an event to remember at Geodis Park. Go to geodispark.com for more information.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
The inaugural Leagues Cup will see the boys in gold host Colorado Rapids and Toluca Liga MX at Geodis Park. Ticket packages are on sale now to lock in the best prices for the entire tournament. Buy tickets at NashvilleSC.com/Leagues Cup. Download the Nashville SC app, your central location for all things Nashville SC. Get real-time stats, manage tickets, follow Nashville SC on social media, and much more. Go to NashvilleSC.com for more information.
With so many bottles to choose from, it's easy to find your favorite all at the lowest prices for over 30 years. Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Get every Titans game right here. Your home for Titans football is 104.5 The Zone.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I want to share with you the experience of Donna in Washington. She writes, I got injured about 5 years ago. I was let go when, because of the injury, I couldn't keep up with my schedule. I've tried to find other work, but I'm 68 now. No one wants to hire someone that old. This week is tough, though, because I had to get my tooth fixed. So I only have $10 in my checking account. But it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Millions of people face hunger. Some every day, just like Donna. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hey, Joe, I thought you were retired.
Living on a fixed income is tough. So here I am, an essential worker.
I know. I mean, food prices are going up every day. Thank goodness for benefitscheckup.org.
Benefits what?
benefitscheckup.org. It's a free website where people over 60 can find help to pay for food, medicine, even utilities. I got $1,200 a year in benefits. Maybe it can help you.
Is dedication?
People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike and you didn't? I just created an environment where they taught themselves and all I had to do was be there.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here's Honey over the top. Randall Leal all alone with Tyler Miller. Gets by him. Randall scores. The Costa Rican international scores his second of the season. Pura Vida in the 6-1-5. Nashville 1, DC 0, 18th minute. That's how it sounded as Randall Leal doubled his goal tally for 2023 in the 18th minute. Nashville 2, DC 0. And then just 20 minutes after that, Randall would strike again and give us our halftime score. This one finds Randall Leal. Randall into the box. Randall! There's another. Randa Leal has tripled his goal total in 37 minutes on a Saturday night in Nashville. And so we play forward into the second half
quarterback talk
with Nashville SC leading DC United 2-0. Jalil Adibaba, Will Bowling back with you as Nashville moves from left to right, DC United from right to left. And one change has been made at halftime by the visitors. Wayne Rooney goes to his bench and calls upon Greek international Taxi Funtas, who replaces Donovan Pines. Jalil, why is that the right move for Wayne Rooney?
Because again, this Wayne Rooney side is not going to give up. They're not going to say, okay, 2-0.
There's regular you, and then there's vacation you. Regular you eats sad desk salad. Vacation you eats pasta bolognese on an Italian terrace. Regular you drinks green juice. Vacation you sips iced caramel macchiatos with double espresso in cute cafes. Regular you worries about staining your teeth. But with twice daily brushing, Colgate Optic White Pro Series toothpaste removes 15 years of stains in 2 weeks. So every you can live life to the brightest. Find it at all major retailers.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one. Discover a new podcast from
maybe a bit of a surprise to have come out of the match. Any reasoning that you can provide as to why that was the move? We'll get to that in a minute as Simon Betcher wins it in a dangerous spot. Vancouver have come out with a lot of energy to start this second half as they're in search of not 1 but 2 goals to try and pull level with Sporting Kansas City. Ball played across. Cordova getting up for it. Balls to Ryan Gauld. Gauld back across. Voltaire able to clear it away past the back post. Sporting need to get organized and keep things tightened up as they've been burned at the start of the second half in their last 3 games, conceding early on after the opening second half whistle. It's caused them to lose points home and away. Ball played through to Cordova. Fontas does a good job to block it, even though Cordova got past Fontas the first time. Now ball played across to the back post, looking for Ryan Gauld. Just a little too much on that one, and now Sporting will quickly restart, and I want to get brought back.
Another shaky start. Second half for Sporting. But Allie, to answer your question, first, it's very unusual, right, for one team to sub out a defensive mid, let alone both teams to sub out their 6s.
Didn't have that on my bingo card going into this one.
And obviously, I'm not sure. Wasn't down in the locker room to know exactly why that substitution was made. But as good as Bedoya is with the ball, Remy Voltaire can just cover so much ground in there, so maybe it's more of a protecting the lead type of thing. You get Eric Tommy, who you know is going to work his tail off, cover the ground, can provide on both sides of the ball. Remy Voltaire, who was excellent in this game, having a goal and assist on the attacking end. But I think he's so good as that number 6 as well.
He leads MLS field players with 154 recoveries this season. And beyond that, it has just shown over the last couple of seasons his ability to be so versatile, whether it's from game to game or within the same game, moving all over the midfield for Sporting Kansas City. He's played on the left attacking midfield spot, the right, the defensive center midfield spot. So
has been a valuable and versatile piece for SKC. Doing the exact same in this game, but now Sporting will get lined up to defend a free kick. Raposo and Gold standing by. Raposo to take it into the box. Header falls to Cordova. Cordova tries to get a shot off, and that one eventually pops over the bar. Sporting Kansas City escape a very dangerous attacking moment there from the Vancouver Whitecaps. Incredibly dangerous set piece as we take another look.
Danny Rosero did a good job, actually. Initially, I thought Silanovic was going to get a free header. Nova, Johnny Russell, big-time block, and then almost a disastrous own goal. I have to defend a corner here. Sporting have to get things figured out.
This is the sixth in the game for Vancouver. Cordova, header, cleared away by Rosero. And ball pops back out, brought down by Voltaire. Some help from Tommy on the near side. He plays it through to Gadi Kinda. Gadi Kinda not quick enough to get there. And a giveaway by Matthias Laborda. Johnny Russell takes the space, dishes it wide to Shallowy. Shallowy through to Johnny Russell. Johnny Russell across. That one pops up. Takaoka able to snag it, and Johnny Russell just frustrated with that one not resulting in a goal.
That's a perfect counterattack. It's a great run. It's a perfect ball from Shallowy. The right weight. Eric Tommy realizes, let this one go. It's a good save. I think that's one where Johnny Russell was on his left foot. I think he's chipping that one over Takaoka. He's on that right foot. Can't get the same contact, but good counterattack right there from Sporting.
Russell wins another ball in the midfield. He's taking it himself, going forward, gets past Vite. Combinations with Gadi Kinda as Sporting now come the other way. Sebastian Berhalter challenging Russell. He just subbed in at the half for Andreas Kubas, and he'll cut out this pass, but one back again by SKC. Alan Polito will have a go from distance. That one wide and behind the goal. And while the Vancouver Whitecaps in the first 5 or so minutes of the second half caused some nervy moments for Sporting. Sporting seemed to have settled things back down just a bit, have had a couple of chances of their own. Kinda blocking an attempted clearance by Vasilinovic. And will now put some pressure on the Whitecaps back line. Cordova looking it over the top to Betcher. Tracked down by SKC, and now here they come the other way. Eric Tommy, Johnny Russell.
Great help from Leibold on the weak side. Come over, win that ball. Talk about how he's been very good on the attacking end. Some good defensive play as well.
Kinda to Leibold. Leibold's attempted cross block by Raposo. Second attempt through to Shallowy. Toes it across. Stopped by Takaoka. Goal! Tommy! Makes that 3 goals on the season for Eric Tommy, and Sporting Kansas City with a 3-0 lead.
You love to see this team when they're having fun. It's initially a fantastic ball from Leibold. Finds Shallowy, gets a great touch on this. Takaoka makes the mistake. Doesn't have to go for that one. Eric Tommy, though, does not care. He still had to sneak that one past Takaoka. Hits it with enough pace. He can only get his hands on it. Can't keep it out. 3-0 here. 54th minute.
Sporting Kansas City are winless in 4 games against Vancouver in the regular season and are on their way to changing that tonight if they can hold on to and maybe even extend even further this lead. But man, Jacob, after this last week, Sporting struggling to have those multi-goal performances that we got so used to seeing here at Children's Mercy Park, have found that form yet again, and now have 23 goals since the start of May. Absolutely shocking stat if you were to go back in time to those first 10 games where Sporting struggled to find goals. And now just spreading it around, every player seemingly getting involved, but no surprise that the ones really leading this turnaround for Sporting are the players that you expected and have seen in past moments and seasons do it for Sporting Kansas City. Alan Polito, Eric Tommy, Daniel Shallowy, Matty Kinda, all have been so key.
Here's a stat for you. Sporting are 6-0-1 with scoring multiple goals. 0-11-5 with scoring 1 goal or fewer. This team could score in bunches. It's fun to watch them play when they're clicking like this.
55 minutes in, and they are showing no signs of slowing down.
On the same vein here, it also makes you really wonder that game against Chicago and just how a team can look so good going forward in spurts, and that Chicago game, how they can be so off the pace.
It's Johnny Russell into Shallow. He tries to play it across to Leibel, who will jog to get back out wide and in position. And it also makes you wonder, Jacob, too, and I don't know if this is a cause for concern or what your thoughts are on this, but Sporting playing in close games where it may be a situation where the goals just aren't coming. Can they go out and get results in those games? Manager Peter Vermees has said in the past that 1 goal should be enough.
That's a great point. That is, and that is something that I don't have the answer for. And I think that's something that as the season goes on, you're right, as the weather turns and it gets cooler in the fall, most of those games are tight. Most of those games are 1-goal games, and you've got to be able to win those. And we'll see. Sporting still have plenty to prove. If they play like this, I think they'll be in a good spot.
As there is a foul and a card for Eric Tommy. He is not in agreement with our referee.
He does get a touch on the ball. That's why he's a little upset. I'm not sure if the referee saw that or not. Peter Vermees, the staff is also wondering why Chris Cordova had a late hit on Danny Rosero just a couple minutes before. And it's just about consistency with refereeing, and that's any player will tell you that.
Ryan Gall to take the free kick. Back post headed away. Luis Martins sitting it back in. Johnny Russell wins that one. Ball falls to Shop. It looks like there was an offside on the play, so Sporting Kansas City will earn a free kick.
It's much better defending on that initial wide free kick. Last one, second half, a little bit worrying.
Kinda showing off. Just so good dribbling out of difficult situations. He has been fantastic in this game for Sporting. And what's even more promising to see that he's been able to go 60 minutes up to this point. Or just about 60 minutes. And it's the way that he positions himself for just those quick little 1-2s and combinations out of pressure.
And everything's working for him. He mishits that pass, and it goes right to Rosero.
Okay, Danny Rosero.
And Rosero showing he can do it as well.
He's like, Adekina, I one-up you a nice little, what would you call that one? A little behind the ball. I know that there's a name for it.
I could never do any tricks, so I don't know any of the names, Allie.
I don't believe that. Alan Polito trying to touch it across to Kinda as he was under some pressure. Rosero getting in good position to win the header as Betcher was trying to go in on goal. Ball played back forward, and now Betcher and Davis in a foot race. Davis gets there, wins it. He gets taken to ground, and Sporting will look to get an advantage there. And
well done, Jake Davis.
Gadi Kinda now with a long switch over to Shallowy. And to Tommy. Tommy dancing on it. Now to Russell. Gadi Kinda. Out wide, Alan Polito. Lots of dangerous threats in the box for Sporting. Not able to do much with that one.
That's the right ball. That's a great ball from Polito.
Sporting just really diversifying how they're going forward. As you've got Daniel Shallowy centrally right now, Alan Polito out on the right. Players with a lot of movement. Shallowy, well, he'll have a go. That one goes just wide of the target. And for those of you watching along with us here on MLS Season Pass, we hope you're enjoying the local home radio broadcast feature. And want to let you know that you can let your friends know if they have not yet purchased MLS Season Pass. They can do so now for 50% off the full season price. Subscribe to MLS Season Pass today and watch the rest of the 2023 season, including Leagues Cup and MLS Cup playoffs, with no blackouts and for half the price. And for those of you listening along with us on the radio who have not yet had a chance to watch and enjoy the new MLS Season Pass and all of its features, this is a great opportunity to get in, catch some great MLS action as we are at the halfway point in the season, and get a little discount as well. See how you like it, and we hope you're enjoying. It's certainly been fun getting to call these games and give fans the option to listen to us here as well as on the radio. As we had a substitution just moments ago for the Vancouver Whitecaps, a couple of them, as Levante Johnson will replace Simon Betcher up top. And Levante Johnson just signed to a first-team contract for 2023 with options for 24 and 25. He had previously signed for short-term agreements, which is the maximum that a player on the second team can sign. He was drafted in the 2023 MLS Super Draft, and Axel Schuster, who is the scoring director of the Whitecaps, said that when they brought him in, they kind of put together a path forward to get Johnson to the first team, and so this is his first game since signing that first team contract. The other player subbing out is Pedro Vite. He's replaced by Daver Caicedo, a teammate of Danny Rosero's, two Colombians. Crossed by Raposo, cleared out behind by Remy Voltaire. That'll set up another corner for the Whitecaps.
Whitecaps just brought in a ton of pace with both Caicedo and Levante Johnson. Sporting have to be aware of that. This ball's in behind. Both players can certainly stretch the field.
Gold. Under by Cordova. Eric Tommy there to help clear it away, and he gets some assistance from Gadi Kinda as Shop was unable to play through them, and now here comes Gadi Kinda and Eric Tommy We tried to quickly play a throw in after winning it on the far side, but couldn't quite get a good grip on the ball. Wonder if he had a little bit of sweat on the palms. Kinda always with a smile on his face. Kinda, a new father. Just a couple of weeks ago, he and his wife welcomed a baby girl named Noah to the family, their first child. So very exciting for the Kinda family. Shallowy taken down by Martins on the near side. That'll set up a free kick just past half field. Martins, formerly a member of Sporting Kansas City. Toss. In space, or dishing it off to Tommy. Jacob, you mentioned those passing numbers at halftime, as Sporting Kansas City's got just about every guy in the high 80s to 90s in the passing percentage, and they just done a really good job at keeping the ball tonight.
Been fantastic in possession. You mentioned the interchange, but here it is. I tell you, Pep Guardiola would be proud to watch this team play right now. This is fantastic ball movement and understanding interchange of play and realizing if somebody comes in and I've got to fill that space, I've got to have the players allocated in certain spots on the field at all times. It doesn't matter really where you start. With the left winger, the right winger, center forward, as long as those positions are filled, the spots are filled out on the field, and you can keep the ball all day, especially with all the technical players on this Sporting Kansas City team. And it is fun to watch this team right now from up here and seeing the movement. Everybody wants the ball. They're getting on it. Vancouver is obviously frustrated. Berhalter picking up a yellow card. Late all on Gotti Kinda, who, if I was playing against Gotti Kinda tonight, I'd probably kick him a few times because he has been everywhere and fantastic.
Yeah, his movement has really opened things up, and it has allowed other players to just move off of him so seamlessly, and you can see how difficult it's made it for this Vancouver team to defend. High energy, great movement. 3 goals to show for the performance so far, as we're in the 67th minute. Sporting with a 3-0 lead over Vancouver at the moment. Goals by Remy Voltaire and Alan Polito in the first half, and Eric Tommy added one in the second. As the offside flag is raised just near half field, as the Whitecaps are trying to get forward. We'll give the ball back to Sporting, though, as they'll reset.
Sporting as a team, Allie, are at 90% passing. Great performance.
Jake Davis gets it out wide in space, combining with Shallowy, who was running into the box. He gets taken down, nothing there.
Remy Voltaire, there wants to be a penalty shout there. Peter Vermees is angry about it. The fans are angry. But it's these little plays that don't show up on any box score at all. As we get a look at this replay, to me, there's not enough in that for a penalty. But then that initial pass out, as Sporting had numbers up the field, Remy Voltaire comes all the way across. It's a 20-yard sprint just to knock that ball away from the Vancouver player. Otherwise, Vancouver is going to be out on the counter. It's those little things. It's the reason why he leads MLS in recoveries. He's just one of my favorite players on this team.
Gold playing that one through to Johnson. as he's shut down by Leibold, who's had a great night on both sides of the ball.
That's a tough matchup for Leibold, too. It's a great recovery. Vontae Johnson talked about his pace, but I watched him a lot in scouting him for Syracuse. He won the national championship over my Indiana Hoosiers, but he's such a good player, and that Syracuse team had a bunch, but he certainly led, and it wasn't just the scoring and assists, it was his work rate for the team. Great player.
Johnny Russell driving into the box with maybe a little too much gusto, as that one got too far in front of him and was cleared away by Raposo out for a Sporting throw-in. But again, another great moment leading up from Remy Voltaire, who just identifies a nice long pass through to Gadi Kinda. Kinda takes the space. It's been just fun to watch tonight. Sporting have been able to either break lines or eliminate players with smartly played long passes, long balls, long switches, but then the short combination play has been on as well. And you don't always see games where both are clicking as well as they have for Sporting tonight.
Especially after the start, right? Talks about how it looked like Sporting were off it. It has been a complete 180.
Borda. Not to give it the old commentator's curse, we're only just 71 minutes in. There's still just about 20 minutes to go in the match, but Sporting Kansas City has struggled to earn shutouts this season, and even going back to last year a bit as well. And while the goals have been coming in recent games, and particularly here at home, outside of maybe the last week, it's been keeping other teams out of the back of net. Even in those games where they do score a lot of goals, the only shutout that they've had in the last, I believe, 16 regular season games has been against the Minnesota. And Vancouver, on that same note, haven't been shut out in their last 9 games. So, Sporting Kansas City are able to do that tonight would be a well-earned clean sheet against a Vancouver Whitecaps team that, as we talked about at the start of the game, have really had a lot of good luck, good opportunity, and have been clinical around goal this season. Best expected goal rate in all of Major League Soccer, second in the West in goals per game, and third in goal differential. So Kansas City has done a good job making it difficult. Jake Davis gets some help from Johnny Russell on the near side. Borda looking over the top to Martins, back to Cordova. Shot. Get into the box to Raposo, but defended by Shallowy. Raposo back on it, cuts around Shallowy. Sporting Kansas City will win the ball back.
Right there, consistency from the referee, right? One side, Daniel Shallowy. Thought there was a little contact here. There's contact as well. Not enough, though. The referee calls a handball. Respect that from the referee.
Never want the calls in the game to be the storyline for controversial reasons, and felt like Sporting's last 3 games, you could say that played a role, while not the only reason for some of the results. Certainly a massive talking point at the conclusion of those games, but Sporting have left nothing to chance so far tonight with a comfortable 3-0 lead. For Vancouver now coming forward. Johnson to Gold. Trying to flip it off to Shop, but Johnny Russell wins it back. Shallowy identifying a nice pass wide to Polito, combining with Eric Tommy, making a run. Tommy cuts around Laborda, trying to play it across, but Shop able to block that one, and Laborda just can't keep it in bounds, and Sporting will get a corner. This will be number 6. Tommy plays it short to Shallowy. Shallowy to the top of the box. Scotty Kinda trying to give it back to Eric Tommy, making a run into the 18. That one right off the training ground, but nothing to come of it for Sporting. Shallowy trying to slip it through to Polito. Too many bodies in the area for Vancouver. Now they'll try to drive the other way. Scotty Kinda, though, gets it back. Now up to Polito. Polito taken to ground by Raposo just towards the end line. And that'll earn a free kick for Sporting Kansas City. This one, an even more dangerous spot than a corner, as it's just outside the 18-yard box, but right on the end line pretty much. How would you take this one, Jacob? I don't see many free kicks from this spot.
You essentially treat it like a corner, right? But it is a weird one. So many times you'll see guys overhit this because they're used to hitting it just like a corner. Maybe play this one short.
He will play it short to Shallowy. Shallowy trying to play it across, but that one headed away. Tracked down by Tommy. We'll chip it back out wide to Shallowy. Leibold. Give and go with Shallowy and Tommy, but Shallowy gives it away and one back by Tommy. The effort and the commitment to win the ball has just been so evident tonight for Sporting Kansas City, and you've started to see at times maybe that fire has lessened for the Whitecaps at times going into challenges, whereas Sporting have really remained so committed. Looks like a couple of subs will be coming up here shortly for both teams.
Sure, you nailed that, Allie, though. Sporting, because of their play, have completely broken the Vancouver Whitecaps and their spirits. And yes, they're professionals, they're going to try, but it is so clear and evident Sporting are in complete control.
Alan Polito now with it in the box, backwards to Russell. Nice give and go play again from Davis and Russell. Johnny in the area. Back across, header by Shallowy. Unable to get that one on target, but it rolls behind him to Leibold, who tries to dish it over to Tommy, but Ryan Gold working back to win it, and a heavy touch will send it into the path of Remy Voltaire, who was there to challenge it. Eric Tommy taken to ground. That'll set up another free kick as he's appearing to appears to be in a bit of pain.
Almost a really good opportunity for Sporting is Jake Davis. Just dinked almost a perfect ball. Find Daniel Shallowy. She's a little bit ahead of him. Daniel Shallowy exits this game. Marino's Johnny's coming in.
A substitution as well for the Whitecaps as JC Ngando in for Alessandro Shop. Gadi Kinda, who's had a fantastic game tonight. You can say that about a lot of players for Sporting KC, is replaced by Roger Espinoza. Sporting with some fresh legs to close out this game as we're in the 79th minute. 3-0 lead for Sporting Kansas City here at Children's Mercy Park. Sporting had won just one game in their last 5 after picking up a nice string of wins, particularly here at home. So it will be nice to get back in the win column, and this one looking to be all but finalized here as we've got about 10 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Sporting up 3 goals and have still had, despite the lead, a lot of the ball and the opportunities here in Vancouver's half.
Would love to see Stephen Afrifa get a run in this game. Draft pick. Got to get some experience, some playing time at some point. He's got flashes, and this is a perfect game. Put him in, up 3-0, not a ton of pressure. Can go out there, play free.
John East, some of his first touches on the ball. Does a good job to keep it as he dribbles through traffic. Now combining with Polito. Across to Roger Espinoza. Bringing it all the way to the other side. Johnny Russell now cutting across. We'll get it over to an open Tim Leibold. A nice slip pass through to Eric Tommy, dribbling near the inline, but runs out of real estate. Finds himself out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick. Some good defending by Johnson, working all the way back. And another youngster subbing into the game here for the Whitecaps as Giovanni Aguilar, who is up with the first team on a short-term loan, will replace Brian Raposo. This is the 3rd time that Aguilar has signed a short-term agreement with the first team. 2 goals and 2 assists and 12 starts and 15 appearances for Whitecaps 2 and MLS Next Pro. Ryan Gold finds himself in the box, tries to play it across, but blocked by Andreu Fontas and out for a throw-in. Tim Leibold will help take the sting out of anything that the Whitecaps are trying to find through as they're hopeful for at least a goal in this one. It's been all Sporting Kansas City since they found the breakthrough in the 33rd minute. But if you've been seeing shots of the crowd watching with us on MLS Season Pass, or maybe hearing the crowd noise through the radio, Sporting Kansas City put on a good show. Johnny Russell across to Tommy. Tommy with his back to goal. Plays it to Espinoza. Now across to Janis. And looks it wide to Leibold. It's been a fantastic crowd here tonight, and if you're looking to get out to a game, the next home match for SKC is Wednesday, July 12th. Come see all of the action in person at Children's Mercy Park as SKC takes on Real Salt Lake. That match is at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are available now at sportingkc.com/tickets. Sporting will have a corner here on the near side. Johnny Russell heading over to take it. Russell. Header won by Espinoza, but that one pops over the bar. Sporting look to have a couple of substitutions coming up here shortly. Jacob, you might get your wish of seeing Stephen Afrifa. Sporting's highest draft pick since 2010, taken 8th overall in this year's Super Draft. He was receiving some instruction and has his jersey on, looking to be ready to go here in a few moments. Sporting look to close this game out. Johnny Russell efforting all the way back to win it off of his former teammate, Luis Martins. Loses it in the midfield as he was under pressure, but slides to help win it back again for Sporting. Plays it upfield, but now back in possession of the Whitecaps.
Talked about it earlier, Allie, but the shutout at the end of the day, it's not going to make or break how Sporting necessarily feel about this one, but it is such a good team building thing to have with your goalkeeper and your center backs and your midfield, and everybody then feels like it's not just, hey, we're scoring tons of goals, but we're also solid on the defensive end, and they really have. They've held Vancouver just 0.7 expected goals on the night. Kendall McIntosh hasn't had to really make too many saves in this one. It would be really nice from the team building perspective, Sporting to keep this shutout.
Well, a couple of substitutions for some fresh legs to help keep the shutout and earn 3 points as Logan and Dembe checking into the game and replacing Tim Leibold at left back. And Dembe last played when Sporting were on the road against Vancouver just a few weeks ago in a 1-1 draw. He had to leave that one early due to a hamstring injury that he picked up, so good to see him getting back out on the field. And then Stephen Afrifa replacing Alan Polito up top at the number 9 spot. This is just his second regular season game played. Made his MLS debut on the road against LAFC back in May.
He's had a few opportunities in the Open Cup against Houston. Thought he was very good. It's almost like just a week after he got to Kansas City. Very dynamic, created a bunch. He did miss a pretty easy chance, but his overall game I thought was really good. And in that LAFC game, came in and had a pretty positive impact.
Almost scored in that one, too.
Almost set up Gadi Kinda right at the death of that one to steal all 3 points, but hasn't had a ton of time. He's played with the second team a little bit, but he's kind of in that in-between where he's on the bench, especially with the Willie Agata, who's out injured, right? So he's needed with the first team in case Alan Polito has to come out of the game. He can't really get those minutes to build his fitness and to get up. But there's so many flashes when you watch him in training. And it's not consistent, which young players, that's the case. But he's got a special talent. And it's only a matter of time.
What are some of those elements of his game that impress you the most?
Well, I'll pick it up after.
Marinos Johnny is unable to keep it on his feet as he was heading towards the top of the 18. The Whitecaps win it back. Again, some great pressure from Sporting to try and regain possession, but Remy Valterre will get called for the foul. Peter Verbees not happy with that one.
What I think Afrifa has is he's got special ability in 1v1 situations, and he's so tricky. He's got incredible pace, and there's still the little details of the game that he's getting caught up on. It's a huge leap coming from college to the professional level, and really he's only had a couple months since he's been here with missing the preseason, which you learn so much from. So it's difficult to learn it mid-season. There's not as much time. You're not with the group as much, and obviously the coaching staff is worried about each game every weekend, and you don't have two-a-days and all that, but he certainly is making progress, and good sign he's getting in this one.
Well, he almost gets the ball at the top of the box, but unable to corral it. And for those wondering why Afrifa wasn't necessarily with the team earlier. He finished out his spring semester of his senior year at Florida International in Miami before he officially signed with the team at the end of April, so has only been within and around the club for really the last 2 months.
He's a great kid, too, off the field.
Closing out the regulation time of this one as we are in the 90th minute. We'll find out stoppage time here shortly, but Sporting Kansas City on their way to a win and a shutout if they can keep Vancouver out of the back of the net. Ball falls to Berhalter, diving Kendall McIntosh. Able to knock that one out of trouble.
Good save from Kendall. Look at the replay. Shot comes in. Definitely Cordova was offside. Good save through traffic.
Three minutes of added time and a fun night here so far at Children's Mercy Park as the summer months are off and running. Can't believe we're already in the month of July, and later on this month you can enjoy some Leagues Cup action as Major League Soccer and Liga MX will face off in the inaugural Leagues Cup 2023 tournament. It's a World Cup style interleague tourney featuring every team from both leagues. In the group stage, Sporting Kansas City is set to face off against Chivas Guadalajara on July 31st right here at Children's Mercy Park. And this is one you will not want to miss. You can get your tickets now at sportingkc.com/tickets, 9 p.m. kickoff. And going to be a lot of fun at the end of the month, Sporting against Chivas. And I certainly see a lot of Liga MX fans in the stands. They always show out well whenever the Mexican teams come to town.
Really interested to see how this tournament's going to go. And I think there's a lot of unknowns. We've seen the top of MLS play against the top of Liga MX. Just how the rest of the league stack up. And as this tournament grows and becomes an annual thing, so we'll start to get some rivalries as well. It's exciting, though, for both leagues, I think.
Johnson trying to find his way into the 18. Andre Fantas pokes it away, but it'll go out for a corner. As we are in the 92nd minute, 3 minutes of stoppage time added on.
Andre Fantas talking to his teammates, making sure everybody's locked in. He wants that shutout.
Well, it is well-deserved for how difficult Sporting have made it for the Whitecaps for the majority of this game. Header. That one goes just wide as Cordova was hoping to get that on target. Tommy finds Logan and Denbe with loads of space in front of him. Will now play it forward to Janis, who's taken down by Vasilinovic.
It's also nice to see Logan and Dembe back out there. For me, he was playing the best soccer that he has since he's come over here. Unfortunately, got that injury. It's LAFC. Leibold's done such a good job.
And there is the final whistle. Cheers are up here at Children's Mercy Park as Sporting Kansas City earns a 3-0 win over the Vancouver Whitecaps. Goals by Remy Voltaire, Alan Polito, and Eric Tommy start off the month of July in a fantastic way for this Sporting Kansas City side. A massive 3 points here tonight as Sporting improved to 6-10-6 on the season and are slowly but surely climbing their way back into a playoff position. They found themselves there for a short amount of time during that unbeaten run at home where they rattled off 4 straight wins. Last week took a dip, but seemingly back to the dominance that we had been getting used to here, Jacob, especially here at Children's Mercy Park. What was the difference tonight for Sporting, and was this one of the more complete performances that you saw from the team?
I think so. I think it was right up there with the Minnesota game. It's just being in control for the vast majority of this game, for probably 70 minutes, just in complete control. And really, once Eric Tommy scored the third goal, Sporting played some of the best intricate passing sequences and just the overall play that I've seen this season. And sometimes that's easier when you're up 3-0 and the other teams kind of have their spirit broken. But I think overall this was an excellent performance and really something that Sporting can build off of. And especially coming off of those 2 home losses. And Sporting were thinking, hey, we're flying here. We're going to get ourselves back into this playoff mix. And then those 2 losses and the draw out in L.A., which is a good result, but especially those 2 home losses, I think really kind of set the team back a little bit. But this game is going to help. And look, you have to win your own games. We talk about that in MLS. And if Sporting go out and win all of their remaining home games, they're going to be right there in the playoffs. You just got to pick up a couple points probably to hit that 44, 45-point mark. And Sporting certainly did that here tonight. So many good performances overall. Love to see Steven Afrifa get out on the field. Logan and Dembe come back from injury as well. A lot of good things to talk about, and certainly something that Sporting can build off of and look to get some points and to maximize it as much as they can here before Leagues Cup, and then use that time to kind of reset as the fall season comes around and you really make that final push for the playoffs.
Well, Gabi Kinda, certainly a massive bright spot for Sporting Kansas City tonight in what was one of the more productive and just longer showings that we've gotten to see from him since he's been working his way back from injury, and a lot of players getting significant minutes or making some key returns tonight for Sporting Kansas City as it took the full team to get this 3-0 win over the Vancouver Whitecaps at home. Manny Sartini not feeling quite like a rock star here tonight as his side falls here on the road against Sporting Kansas City. And SKC will hope to bring some of this momentum on the road next weekend, where they'll take on the Houston Dynamo on Saturday night. And talk about a hot one. Houston in the summer months is not to be messed with. That one is going to be a tough match against the Houston side that's been fantastic at home. At Sporting Kansas City have a full week to get prepared and rested before that challenge as they continue to find their way back up the table. But for Jacob Peterson, for Blake Arney producing, and for Dylan producing back at Sports Radio 810, thank you all so much for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed this one tonight. Keep your dials turned to 810 as we've got the Final Whistle post-match show coming up here next.
There by Mateos Bogus. Less than 60 seconds later, a chance for Denis Bouanga. As Bogus drops the arm, sends a looping ball towards the 6. It goes through all the way to the edge of the 18. Buke settles back to Bouanga, who's 30 yards from goal, putting it on his right foot. Bouanga with a blast! Just high over the bar. Good effort there by Denis here in the 26th minute. Too high. Buonga's first real chance on goal. Settled it from about 25 yards out by the time he got the actual left foot through it. And what a blast, but always rising high. So it stayed 0-0 at halftime. Second half, Black and Gold really came out buzzing to start the second half. And then in the 50th minute, it was Denis again with a chance. Trying to get around the defender there of Farfan on that right wing, right along the touchline. Denis pulling it back on the left foot. 18 extended. Denis still on the ball. Around Farfan, into the area. On his left foot. Shot! And just wide of the far post. Oh, Denis did not miss by much. Getting around two defenders on his left foot on that right wing, cutting it back. Edge of the 18 and blasted it just wide. That would have been something special, and he didn't miss by a whole lot. Martin Paz just had to watch it go by, and it just went by that far post. Excellent effort there from Denis Buonga. So through the first 10 minutes of the second half, LAFC had a massive share of possession of the game. They had been out shooting Dallas by nearly 10 shots, and really Dallas had nothing going forward until a long throw in the 56th minute caused all kinds of problems for the Black and Gold. Giovanni Jesus with his throw in the LAFC half still hasn't taken it, waiting for players to get forward. A long throw into the area. It's into the mix here. Loose and in! Dallas has scored. Bernardo Kamungo knocks it home on a long throw that got troubled right from the jump there. It was knocked down and Kamungo put it home. 1-0 FC Dallas. His second goal of the season, completely against the run of play here. Trouble in the middle of the defense when the ball just was not cleared on the initial throw. There was so much traffic, it fell behind everybody. And really, Bernard Kamungo was there. Initially touched down, and Kamungo was able to get a touch on it right in front of John McCarthy, who couldn't get there in time. A lot of this game for LAFC came down to some half chances for Denis Buonga, but boy, he had a real good opportunity in the second half. Let's start in the 65th minute through Denis. To Opoku, top of the 18, cutting it back in the middle, laying it off to Buonga just outside of the area. Denis putting it on his left foot. Denis, shot near post, save, Paz with two hands, and he knocks it out of play. Great effort there by Denis Buonga, 1v2, to create some space and a good shot to the near post. Martin Paz was equal to the task, but it's a corner kick, LAFC. A couple of minutes later, here's one that Denis would definitely want back. This could have changed everything. Still 1-0 FC Dallas. Buonga in the 68th minute. Now FC Dallas trying to sprint back. Opoku in the middle of the field. Lays it off there nicely. Good pass forward. Buonga making the run in the area. Settles on his right foot. Misses wide of the near post. Denis was open from 8 yards out and just missed the goal completely. He was onside, settled it nicely, and I don't know if he lost track of where he was. Tried to go near post, and it wasn't close. Oh, does he want that one back? Thinking about maybe fooling Paz, who probably thought he was going to go back post, far side, but no. And Buonga missed badly, and he knows it. Then in the 90th minute, Sam Junkwa did not miss badly. In fact, with a thunderbolt here from 22 from Junkwa to put it away. Barely gets to lay it off to Pamako, then feeds Sabaling, who continued his run. Out wide to Junkwa along the touchline. Junkwa dribbling towards midfield, trying to draw the foul there, nearly loses the ball. Sabaling laying it off back to Junkwa, middle of the field, settles on the left foot, shot, goal! Sam Junkwa has scored from 22, beating McCarthy, and it's 2-0 FC Dallas. Ball game. Oh, man, did he score. That was a blast. You cannot put your foot through the ball any better than Sam Junkwa did there. Nothing John McCarthy was going to do about that one, and that would wrap it up. LAFC had a couple of more half chances against a determined FC Dallas defense. 2-0 the final in that one. Stick around. We'll still have the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Game Changer, plus the save of the match coming up. That and so much more. We continue the post-game show brought to you by Heineken right here on the home of the black and gold, ESPN LA.
Becoming America's best-selling brand means you never settle for anything less. Like the Ford F-150. With its premium-grade muscle and finely tuned intelligence, it's a beast with brains. The Ford Bronco Sport, with unquestioned toughness and capability, it's built to take on the mountains. And Ford's complete lineup of all-wheel drive SUVs gives you the power, style, and space you need for life on the go. Contact your local Ford store for exclusive offers on Ford's full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sales plan based on calendar year sales.
Just a second. Listen, It's hard to balance work, family, and school. But it's easier when your university is built for students with a lot on their plate. Since 1976, University of Phoenix has helped over 1 million working adults earn their degree. Come see what they can do for you. Find out more at phoenix.edu. University of Phoenix. We rise for you. Okay, what's going on?
What does it take to make the world's most awarded tequila? 1800 Tequila knows it takes dedication down to every drop. It's more than just harvesting the finest blue agave. It's using it in a 200-year-old recipe recognized by tequila experts as the best in its class. So when you choose 1800 Tequila, you choose taste above all. 1800, the best taste in tequila. 1800 Tequila, Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey. 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Sweet, savory, refreshing. Those are just a few words to describe the new Baskin-Robbins Mango Nata. Our tribute to this traditional Mexican beverage combines the bright, tropical flavor of mango, the tangy kick of chamoy, and the spice of Tajín Clásico seasoning, leaving taste buds with an unforgettably unique experience. It's the perfect way to sip in the new season. Try a Mango Nata today at Baskin-Robbins. Sweet, savory, score.
If your colors are black and gold, then you know the heart of LA. And if you're one of 4 million that call LA home, then you're the heart that keeps LAFC going strong. As the team physicians of LAFC, Kaiser Permanente knows that a strong team needs a stronger community. And we're dedicated to helping keep LAFC, their fans, and LA at their absolute best. Because shoulder to shoulder we stand, and together we thrive. Kaiser Permanente.
200% more power, 300% longer battery life, and 100% faster charging. That's what pros can expect from Flex Power Tools. Featuring stacked lithium battery technology, this game-changing power keeps pros on the job and off the sidelines, so they can outwork, outperform, and outlast the competition. And it's backed by the Flex lifetime warranty for all tools, batteries, and chargers. Stay in the game with Flex Power Tools, a proud sponsor of LAFC. Visit flexpowertools.com to check out the full lineup of 24-volt tools.
What does a bank like BMO know about soccer? Well, we've been a fan for 2 decades. Helped over 250,000 kids take the pitch. And invested $25 million in support of youth athletes. But we're not just growing the game, we're growing the good. We're a bank that helps millions of customers make real financial progress. And that's something we can all cheer for. BMO, official bank of LAFC. BMO Harris Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
You are listening to the Black and Gold postgame show, recapping everything that went down tonight.
This is the Black and Gold postgame show.
The Black and Gold postgame show presented by Heineken.
The Black and Gold postgame show is presented by Heineken. Heineken, official partner of Los Angeles Football Club.
This is LAFC's head coach, Steve Cherundolo. This is the Black and Gold postgame show.
LAFC FC Dallas is a final.
Once again.
Back to Dave Denholm.
And welcome back to the postgame show presented by Heineken. Time for the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Game Changer. It's Denis Bouanga. To Opoku, top of the 18. Cutting it back into the middle. Laying it off to Bouanga just outside of the area. Denis putting it on his left foot. Denis, shot near post, save. Pause with 2 hands, and he knocks it out of play. Great effort there by Denis Bouanga, 1v2, to create some space and a good shot to the near post. Martin Paz was equal to the task. But it's a corner kick, LAFC. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and to score game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change. That shot on goal, one of his 2 shots on goal, one of his 6 shots, as Denis Bouanga really tried his best to get LAFC back into the match, but they come up short. Defeated in Dallas tonight, 2-0. The final of this match. And let's go to some more stats overall between these two teams. And really, it was, if you're looking at stats, and again, stats can lie, right? It was all LAFC in a lot of ways, as they dominated possession 63%, shots 15-7, but shots on goal, just 3 for LAFC, just 2 for Dallas, and they both happen to find the back of the net. So that's just how it is sometimes. When you're getting half chances, you're not doing your best finishing, when you did have really good chances, that was LAFC tonight, and Dallas took their opportunities through Bernard Kamungo and Sam Junqua, who hit an absolute beast of a shot to finish off the match late. 2-0, the final score. So LAFC, again, work to be done. There's no two ways about it. Their record evens up on the road at 3-3-3. They're now 9-5-5, and they are now in second place in the Western Conference because St. Louis got a victory tonight at home, and they are now atop the Western Conference on those 35 points, black and gold at 32. Stick around. The Flex Power Tool save of the match coming up next, right here on the home of the black and gold, ESPN LA.
Bet on your team, not your cooking abilities. Find what you need to hit the spot by ordering Postmates, the official on-demand delivery partner of Los Angeles Football Club. Use code LA30 to get 30% off your first 3 orders of $35 or more. Terms apply.
A great football pub knows how to use the depth on its squad.
And game day drink needs the right players too.
I'm going with Captain Morgan, a flavourful start.
Yeah, let's round out the squad with ginger ale and
a lime wedge.
Delicious.
Sub in the captain. Visit CaptainMorgan.com to find Captain near you. Drink responsibly. Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. Premium Caribbean rum with spice and other natural flavours. 35% alcohol by volume. Captain Morgan Rum Company, New York, New York.
Hey, LAFC fans. If you're in need of large format printed graphics and installation, or projection mapping to bring a massive building to life, or creative designs to make your message pop, look no further than LAFC's own official signage partner, A3 Visual. A3 Visual is a full-service visual solutions company specializing in large format printing, immersive events, creative design, fabrication, and installation. Make the world your canvas with A3 Visual. Visit them today at a3visual.com.
Arriba, Chela. We don't get it to make this match. Drink arriba for the win. It's a better Michelada. Drink arriba for the win. It's a better Michelada. Oh la la la. Arriba, Chela. Oh la la la.
If your colors are black and gold, then you know the heart of LA. And if you're one of 4 million that call LA home, then you're the heart that keeps LAFC going strong. As the team physicians of LAFC, Kaiser Permanente knows that a strong team needs a stronger community. And we're dedicated to helping keep LAFC, their fans, and LA at their absolute best. Because shoulder to shoulder we stand, and together we thrive. Kaiser Permanente.
Today, with so much uncertainty in our lives, it's understandable to feel stressed and anxious. Score a goal by using CalHope's free resources to take care of your mental health. Make a game plan by calling our warm line at 833-317-4673. That's 833-317-4673. Or live chat at calhope.org. That's calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of Los Angeles Football Club. Bet on your team, not your cooking abilities. Find what you need to hit the spot by ordering Postmates, the official on-demand delivery partner of Los Angeles Football Club. Use code LA30 to get 30% off your first 3 orders of $35 or more. Terms apply.
Welcome back to the postgame show presented by Heineken. LAFC lose in Dallas, beaten by FC Dallas tonight. 2-0 the final. It's time for the Flex Power Tool save of the match. It happened early in the 17th minute. John McCarthy against Facundo Quignon. So that's a break for FC Dallas. They're over the football here. 40 yards from goal. It is Velasco or Farfan with the left. Velasco approaches. Sends it in from that right wing towards the back post. Headed back towards the far side. Knocked down McCarthy. Got fouled on the line as he grabbed it. No goal. He lost the football as he was knocked down while grabbing it on a great save on the header by Quignon. And yeah, FC Dallas is not arguing as McCarthy had control. Then he was taken off his feet, really rocked in the midsection there. I believe it was Jesus. Nothing dirty by Dallas. They were going for the football on the Quignon header that McCarthy made a really nice save on, and a foul was called on that back end of the play. Throughout the season, Flex will be donating $100 to Habitat for Humanity for each save made by an LAFC goalkeeper at home. Well, this one you have to turn the page as quickly as possible, get back to Southern California, and get ready. July 4th, Tuesday, Galaxy Rose Bowl. It is going to be a massive affair. No two ways about it. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. And again, you just got to get moving on. LAFC dropped to 9-5-5. It might be a hangover from the Champions League, whatever people want to talk about in MLS. It doesn't matter. You have to continue to battle. And that's the good news of LAFC starting out so well this season. When you hit a bit of a rough patch, you still can make up for it, and you have time to kind of right the ship. You've bought yourself that time, and the Black and Gold are still battling at the top of the Western Conference, despite the fact that lately they may have been going through a bit of a a little bit of a drought here and a little bit of a slow spell, although even getting a couple of wins previously before these now 2 straight losses have kept them right in it atop the Western Conference, just trailing St. Louis by 3 points atop the West, pending the game with Seattle that's going on right now as well. Hey, this copyrighted audio cast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer. Once again, we told you, it's a bit of a rough stretch here coming up in terms of games you had the week off building up to this one, but now this is the first of 5 games in 15 days before the kind of a break for LAFC as the Leagues Cup will then go into group play, in which LAFC is not a part of. Reminder, they have the bye into the knockout stage, which begins in early August 2nd to be exact. And they got that bye because they won MLS Cup. So what that means is, yes, they're battling to get through this stretch now with all these games coming up before July 15th. Once they hit to the July 15th game at Minnesota, then they have a few weeks off to really get ready for the knockout stage for the Leagues Cup and the final push of the MLS regular season. So that's where LAFC have to look forward to, but you can't look any farther than coming up on Tuesday, the July 4th game against the Galaxy. Remember, this was the postponed one that was supposed to be the lid lifter on the season at the Rose Bowl coming up on the holiday. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Thanks to ESPN LA studio engineer Rebecca Womble and LAFC radio producer, the great Mario Reeves. I am Dave Denholm. We do appreciate you joining us for this one. Final score, FC Dallas at home defeat LAFC 2-0. Don't forget, Tuesday, coming up, July 4th, against the Galaxy. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN from the Rose Bowl and on the ESPN LA app. I'm Dave Denholm. Thank you once again for listening. Have a good rest of your weekend, everyone.